It depends on what the definition of radical Islamic terrorism is.
It's like an episode of Seinfeld, except without the irony. You know, I'm pretty sure that there's someone that's fucking with my typing in order to make me look less literate. Okay. This is the, do you say Islamic terrorism or do you not say Islamic terrorism? It's a stupid debate, but she caved. She let him define a narrative. She let him say that, the Democrats never say this. And then she went out and she said it. That's a huge victory for Donald Trump to get her to say that. She can't let him define a narrative like that. If she does that, then the election becomes a joke, and he wins by default. He gets to say all kinds of stupid things, and then she just caves. I've been over this. Okay, the moment that you take him seriously, it's done, it's over. But this is the problem. This is what the left has been saying the whole time, is that her natural instinct is to cave. Because she actually agrees with him. And you're too fucking stupid to see that she agrees with him. No, yes, you're a fucking idiot if you can't see that she agrees with him. And I'm sorry, but don't be so fucking stupid then, okay? And that's what's happening, is that she's folding to this because she doesn't want to be on the other side of the debate in the first place. That's her entire strategy. To control the center, to throw away the left. When he pulls her in like that, she loses in both directions, okay? Blame it on Bernie Sanders if you want, but I'm not crying about it. We had to do that. We had to make her look. We had to pull her into the left, because otherwise she would have run from the right in the first place. But as it is, when he manages to pull her in like that, because she's trying to define herself as moderate, quote unquote, moderate in the American political discourse means extreme right? When she tries to do that, and by caving to what she's saying, by agreeing with him, the right doesn't interpret her that way, okay? Because they've set her up as the enemy. They see that as she's weak, she's caving, she's falling apart to his demands. And that's what the left sees too, right? From either direction, they just see her falling apart. It's a triviality, but it's not. It's bigger than the triviality of the actual issue. It's the broader scope, right? But the thing is that it doesn't make sense for her to push back, because she can't do it credibly. That's why people bit and screamed and fought. No, we're not going along with this. We do expect her to push back against it, even if we do realize it's kind of trivial. We don't expect her to say the words, we expect her to hold to the argument. It's a matter of principle to avoid linking the two things, to avoid falling into the trap of xenophobia. But that's not the way she sees it. She wants the little Leviathan. She's not less xenophobic than him. She's not. Okay? She's a neocon. She wants to build up the enemy, the whole Straussian argument. She's perfectly happy to work people up against an enemy if it results in, the coming together of America versus the world. That's what she wants. the same as him. So I mean, the narrative has to be that she's caving because the right expects her to oppose him, and if she agrees with him, then he's, he was right, and she's weak. The left doesn't agree with him, and expects her to oppose him, and gets, lost when she agrees with him. In fact, the left is going to deny it, really, right? They'll deny that she's in agreement with him. That's what Democrats are great at denial. They're great at cognitive dissonance, right? And so what is this election? This election is belligerent asshole versus belligerent asshole light. Ding. And that's what she actually wants. She thinks that, we'll pick the light mayonnaise. The light asshole, right? But, I mean, that's not America, right? That's not a contest. Americans pick the fucking mayonnaise. They get their heart attacks. They clog their arteries. They make their bad choices, and they're happy about it. They stand up for it, because that's freedom to make bad choices. And look at it from the other side, right? It's day one, and she's already caving on Islamophobic language. They haven't even voted in D.C. yet. And she's already running to the right as fast as she can get there. Do you think she's going to hold her base? This is a disaster. And it's going to be a disaster, okay? By October, she'll be supporting the wall. Mark my words. She'll build a bigger wall. A more American wall. And if that doesn't work, then by the end she'll be standing meekly beside him and applauding his every racist statement. Let's be real, isn't that what she's actually always done? Stood beside Clinton and applauded his racist statements. Stood beside Bush and applauded his racist statements. Stood beside Obama and applauded his cryptically racist statements. Why wouldn't you expect her to ultimately stand beside Trump and support his racist statements? To adopt his ideas if she thinks they're popular. That's what we have in front of us here. At the end of it, Clinton will support Trump. You want that? If you don't, then you need to get behind another candidate. The headlines, floating back and forth, arguing this over that. No, that's not. The headline I want to see? Clinton caves on Islamophobic language. That's the headline I want to see. I'm no advocate of strong leader rhetoric. Don't misunderstand me here. I'm not about getting someone to have the trains run on time. But Hillary Clinton is a follower. And if Trump leads, she will get in line behind him. Don't be surprised. Every stupid thing that he says, in the end, she'll agree with him. Because he says it in a belligerent, macho sort of way. You made your bed, Democrats. Now you've got to lie in it.